Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fandango Friday. I'm in Louisiana with Louisiana Whiskey Reviews. Elbow 88 is in Florida, and he's got something. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I've got a mezcal, a new one to me that I haven't tried before. Shikala is I had to go. I went on YouTube to find out how to say it, and I saw somebody else pronouncing it as well as one of the distributors of the beverage. So they said it's Shikala, and I guess that's from a. There used to be an old Mexican Indians called the Zapotecs, and I guess that's a Zapotec word, Shikala. And I'll just read on the back of the bottle here.
Now, what's the ABV on that?
43%.
All right. Thank you.
And Hoven, and it's from Espadin agave. Anyway, Shikala is in the magical realm of the ancient gods. Shikala is the deity who roams through the land, singing of love, dreams, yearning, and dancing. So, since occasionally I like to sing, maybe this will be a good brand for me, Shikala.
Yeah, good point. Well, I have a product that's not exactly something that people are going to be trying to track down, but Three Amigos. No,
I haven't.
Mm-mm.
Haven't tried that one yet, but I'm making my way through a lot of different tequilas and mezcals. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's hard to get to everything. So I'll show you what I have. I started this little project, which maybe is not a good project, but I'm doing it. Going through all the WD Liquors, Winn-Dixie brands, because I got a feeling that these might not be around in a year, but because they got bought out by Aldi, but they're still there. I mean, they're still on the shelves. Check today, and they're all out there going strong. So this has got the creative name of blended Scotch whiskey. I like the label though. It's got a pen and ink drawing, like a pen and ink drawing or etching of a clipper ship.
Yeah.
But the lettering is very loud. Blended Scotch whiskey, imported naturally from Scotland. Makes sense. And then it's got the seal, the guarantee on there. If you don't like it, you can bring it back and get a refund. Doubt that happens much. Imported and bottled by Wide World Importers, Frankfort, Kentucky. And then it says right here, Sazerac.com. So they're not trying to, in this case, they're not trying to hide who really handles it. Sazerac Buffalo Trace. A lot of times these private labels, they'll try to make it to where you can't figure out who's producing it. But anyway, so this one, I'll show the website. They've got a sale on it right now. And then we'll get back to the comments, folks. Don't worry, we're going to look at the comments. So there's a little mistake there. You'll notice 28.6 ounces is not 1.75 liters.
What should it be?
Well, let's see. 25.4 ounces. 25.4 is 750.
Oh, okay.
If you double that, that's 50.8. And that wouldn't even be, so it's like 67 or whatever. So that's a mistake on Winn-Dixie's end. But it is correct on the metric system, 1.75 liters. So this is the information they give you. In store only. The sale runs till December 28th of this year. Basically the whole year. $16.99. You got to have your ID to buy it, and you got to go in the store to buy it. But that's all they tell you. And nothing about how old it is, aging, or anything. When it was introduced, probably decades ago. But it must sell because I'm telling you, I've seen this stuff my whole life. I doubt people are buying it as a Christmas gift, but they're buying it for maybe a Christmas party. Okay, so that's all I can show. There's not much to show. Now, in your case, there is something to show.
Yeah, they have a website. There it is. Yeah. So they do make the three different expressions: Joven, Reposado, and Añejo.
I didn't realize those plants were that big.
Yeah, yeah. I was surprised too when I saw that how big they are, and just to lift those pinas into a truck, they probably 50 pounds or better, So it's not an easy living because they harvest that all by hand. They don't have a machine that does any harvesting, so that's all done by hand. Yeah, there's the oven. Clear color, tropical complex aromas and flavors of grilled pineapple, peppers, and sweet potatoes, spiced chestnut and honey, smoked peppercorns and herbs, a vibrant, flavorful mezcal. So I am going to find out that right now.
I've certainly never heard of it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I did a little research on it. Apparently, it's an old distillery. It says right here in the bottle, distillery was established in 1920, but it's only since 2020 that this brand has been imported into the United States. It's imported by GBT Brands, which means Global Beverage Team. They were founded in 2013, but this Shikala started right around 2020. And they're out of Chicago, actually. And there's a couple of videos on YouTube where they show one of the owners of the company, and he mentions how the pronunciation is Shikala, which I had no idea. But anyway, we'll pour a little bit out. It's pretty clear like water, so not much to see there. But anyway, got my little tequila glass here. So that's it, just perfectly clear. Leaving some legs on the side of the glass. Got that agave aroma. So yeah, looks good. And the other thing, a little marketing thing they do is they attach this little. It's a piece of wood that's painted, and this one looks like a chicken, but it's just hung onto the side of the bottle. And I guess if you buy more of these, you can collect them. But apparently, there's some local artisans that they employ to make these little. I don't know what little figurine or whatever you want to call it. It's wood, but it's really bright colors painted, and it's pretty cool. Little
That's
guy.
cute. I like that.
So there's supposed to be one on every bottle, and anyway, that's my little souvenir. Once the bottle is going.
How about you could hang it on your tree as an ornament?
Yeah. Or my keychain.
Along with the other little things that you get from various devices, like I believe what is that? There's a beer that you used to put out the little goats. They don't put them out anymore.
Oh yeah, the celebrator.
Right, I don't feel so bad. Yeah, and
we got Blizzard of Oz, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Burr.
Yeah, it's been cold over here. No snow, but
What
cold.
an experience that was. Hope never to live it again.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Tonight we're looking at a product that I picked up. I was actually looking for an old staple. I was looking for Wild Turkey Rye, but apparently Total Wine and More carries Wild Turkey. What's the other? Not Eagle Rare, Rare Breed, and then Rare Breed Rye, but they don't carry Wild Turkey Rye, and you don't know when they're going to get it. So if they're ever going to get it, and I said, well, that's probably because it outsells the Wild Turkey. So at any rate, tonight we're looking at a product by Lux Road Distillers. This is Rebel 100 straight rye whiskey.
I've heard of that, but I've never tried it.
100 proof. And it says it's handcrafted. Don't know what that means. It means, I guess, they get their hands on it. Have no idea. It's buzzwords as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, handcrafted with machines.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Handcrafted with machines. You know what I mean? Like they're pressing a button on the machine.
Okay. So yeah, this is Rebel Rye Whiskey. It says our award-winning straight rye starts out rebelliously spicy with a definitely smooth finish. Aged 24 months. It's going to be fantastic. It's not been opened because this is not what I was looking for, but this was a consolation prize. And I got this at our Total Wine and More, folks. And by the way, what a fiasco it was to get there today. They just opened up all the bridges. There was snow everywhere. It was stupid.
Now,
And the snow fell 3 days ago.
I know. I'm looking at snow right now on our roof.
Until snow's still all over the place. I got a big boulder of snow like this out in front of the yard. I've got 6 inches in the back of my pickup truck. I just pulled it all off the windshield. This stuff won't go away.
Up until 2019, that product was called Rebel Yell, but they changed it to Rebel.
Yeah, because they had to get woke.
Right. It was Rebel Yell.
Everything that says Rebel Yell because that indicates that is a battle cry from the Civil War of the Southern Army.
Right.
People need to live in the decade that they're born and living in.
Here's the website. Can you see it?
I see it.
Do you know, are they part of a bigger company, do you know? Or are they,
Yes.
Product of Lux Row. It's in Boston, a bottle.
Okay.
Yeah. My bottle, it's all kind of jacked up at the bottom. I don't know if they made it look kind of distressed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it's made like that. Actually looks better than the one that's presented on the website. So it's got a SIPS award in the San Francisco World Spirit Competition.
Now, what does this run about? $20 a bottle?
Something like that.
Yeah, I thought so.
I mean, you can't expect anything more than a 2-year-old with a major name, the logo on it, to run anything more than that. So Lux Row is a distillery that turns out other things. They also turn out Davies. They put out Davies once a year that's kind of maturated in other barrels, or it might be maturated in some kind of a wine concoction. I've got one back here with a blue label on it. I had one with a gold label. That one didn't last long because that was a good one.
Yeah, they put out 4 different. You're right. They put out 4 different brands of liquor.
Yeah, I could show y'all another brand they put out. They put out the Davies County.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that.
Yeah, this is also Lux Row. You see on a bottle on the back. Well, actually in the front too. It says Lux Row. Lux. They're always embossed. So if you pick up a bottle and you feel it without really looking, you can say, "Oh, well, that might be a Lux Row." So I think they're a player in the game of Kentucky whiskeys.
Oh yeah.
It's your typical whiskey color. This one's kind of light. Great alcohol legs. I don't know if we're that far along with this.
No, we're gonna come back to it.
Okay.
I'm trying to see something here. I want to show you something. I'm gonna do the screen share again. I'm gonna show you something. What my local
Did you find the mix, the mash bout? The mash
corn,
mix?
rye. Yeah, it was saying corn, rye, and now.
Yeah, I got that. I was talking about the percentage of corn.
No, they didn't show it. It's at least
Oh,
51.
okay.
It's at least 51% rye, but it says let's see.
I'm looking for that on the bottle too, and the label. It just says 100% American grains.
Yeah, rye, corn, and malt.
So you're saying that if it's a rye whiskey, it has to be at least 51%?
It has to be at least majority rye.
Well, I'm just going to think that this is the minimal because they went with the minimal on the aging process of 24 months.
Right, 24 months.
Yeah.
So let me put that in the banner. I've never had any Rebel branded product. Honestly, I've never had Rebel nothing.
You had Cooper's. Cooper's is a Rebel. A Lux Row.
No, Cooper's Craft. Cooper's Craft was Brown Foreman. Brown Foreman.
Oh, that's right. It had the screw off top, not the cork. This has a cork.
Let me show you this real fast before we talk about our liquors. I'm going to show you this website real quick. And this is current. They're saying current right now, real time website.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. That would have been presented tonight.
And Walmart, my Walmart has it for $25.98. And I don't know if that's a good price, but
Okay. Why are we looking at this?
no, I'm just showing it to you. Is that a good price for that?
I don't know. It's what? You know, $1 up, $2 down, $2 up. It's within range.
Okay, I just showing they have it. Okay, so talking about this product, I'm trying to go through all the Winn-Dixie brands. So I've got a few more to do, like the rum and the tequila. So here it is. I think they were showing it. We showed the website. I think they were showing it for like $18.99 for this huge thing. It fluctuates, but it doesn't fluctuate much. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen with all these buyout, if this is going to last.
Yeah, for the record, Aldi to me is not a grocery store. It's a hyped up convenience store. It's a convenience store trying to be a grocery store. Just,
yeah, it's not a full supermarket. I went to Winn-Dixie.
It's not a supermarket at all. You can't even use those words when you speak of Aldi.
Now I went to Winn-Dixie today, and that is a full supermarket. I was walking around. They got their raw seafood. They've got the deli, sushi. They've got hot deli, bakery. They've got a florist shop. They don't have the pharmacy anymore. They got out of the pharmacy business, but it's huge, you know. And I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't know why Aldi would want to undermine that opportunity to have all kind of products on the shelf. Well, here it is. It's very pale. This is very pale straw. It does not look like they're adding any coloring. I mean, if they're adding coloring, where's the coloring? This is about as pale a Scotch as I've ever seen. I guess
You're
Cuddy
adding
Salt.
yellow number 5.
Yeah, no, they would have to put that on the label. So it doesn't appear to be colored now. And you can't add flavoring. Scotch cannot have flavoring, so that's not in the picture. So let me go. Here we go. The aroma. Well, it's
It's a party. You can
it kind of has that peatiness that you get with Scotch, but it's all like kind of has it. It's
Man,
a lot of
tell you what, I wish these folks would go home and chill out. They're out there
folks.
blowing horns at one another.
Oh, outside. Okay.
They're frustrated. You know, they've had cabin fever and now they're all out running around one after another.
Great. All right. Yeah, so it does have a blended Scotch aroma. So I'll give them that. It does have a peatiness. I call it compost pile. All right. So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers for sure.
All right. I guess it tastes like Scotch. It tastes like basic. It reminds me of Inverhouse.
Can you taste the plastic?
No.
Does it have that kind of waxiness, kind of?
I don't think this plastic polyethyl tetra, whatever that is, has affected it. It's very basic, you know. I mean,
In your case, sir, I hope it doesn't deteriorate into your whiskey and then you consume it.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to affect it. I think the plastics industry has got stuff pretty much down pat, but it's just basic. You know, it's aged at least 3 years and probably not a second longer. That's why it's $17.99. You know, for this huge bottle. It has a light body, so it is light body. It's not heavy, and it has a pretty dry finish. Are people buying this to sit by the fireplace on a January winter evening? I seriously doubt that. They're probably buying it to make whatever Scotch cocktails people make, like a highball, I guess. But
can you explain to the viewing audience what a highball is? Because I'm assuming that's a New Orleans slang for a liquor drink.
I think a highball is a specific cocktail, which is a tall glass with a lot of ice and like seltzer water, and then the Scotch poured in. And I think the highball was developed with Scotch, and I think it might have been Cuddy Sark that was the first brand that did highballs. But yeah, but now people use that term but it really is a specific type of glass, right, Ed?
Yeah, it's a tall
glass. Yeah, I remember
that.
that.
Ice cubes, and some seltzer
ice
water.
like all the way to the top, right?
That's why
my father would use the slang. Oh yeah, go fix me a highball. And I'd be like 10, like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but he'd always tell me, we're gonna get that KB whiskey and stick it in this fine little ceramic or crystal container that had the top, and if you turned it upside down, it would fill with liquor, and so you could take that and use it as a shot into the liquor glass. And his highball was that KB whiskey with 7-Up.
Yeah, and you can use 7-Up. And Katz and Bestoff, their liquor was coming from Heaven Hill. So if you had Katz and Bestoff whiskey, it was probably just a Heaven Hill blended brand. But Sazerac,
something pretty good back then, since the whole whiskey movement wasn't going on. Like nobody was really drinking it back then.
Right. It wasn't like a thing to track down back then.
Right.
So, okay. So this thing here, I mean, you could sip it. I'm sipping it. It just has a weird, if you keep sipping it, it has a weird caramel candy under flavor, like a Werther's Original, those candies from Werther's. or a Riesling from Switzerland. And I
Caramel.
don't think wait, hold on. I don't think Scotch should have a caramel candy flavor. So I don't think it's the best stocks that Sazerac can get. I think it's like the cheapest stock that Sazerac can get. And they tell Winn-Dixie, did you gag when you tasted it? And they said, no. They said, okay, we'll bottle it. Fine. They say, fine. You know? So you can imagine what the score is going to be. And I'll say this much. I did a taste challenge with this Scotch.
That business deal when it was going on.
I took this Scotch and I put it in a blind taste test with every other blended Scotch I have. And it lost every challenge. It never won a single blind taste test, and I never got it wrong. So it's distinctive, but not in the right way. So anyway, Elbow now a real quality product.
Well, I was just remembering I used to drink Scotch and soda, and this was years ago where I didn't have a lot of money. Not that I have a lot now, but I used to buy Passport. I don't know if you've ever tried Passport Scotch.
I have not, but I know it's made by Chivas Brothers, and I've heard of it.
Yeah, and it was inexpensive then, not quite as inexpensive as the Winn-Dixie there, but I remember enjoying Passport for a blended Scotch. But anyway, on to the Mezcal, Chicala, made from Espadín agave, and it's imported by this company in Chicago. All they import is 3 brands. There's 2 tequilas and this mezcal, so they're not a big company, GBT. But there it is in the glass, clear like water. We'll give it a smell, and I get that agave smell. To me, it's kind of vegetable. It reminds me of if you cook broccoli. And you get like an aroma from the cooking of broccoli. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Really?
And a little veggie type of
like vegetable parts.
Yeah. And the taste. Yeah, I like it. It's got a little sweetness there. Maybe a little bit of cinnamon, but and the smoke, often mezcals can be smoky or not. This one, I would say it's medium. It's not a heavy smoke to it. It's just a little bit there in the background, but I like it. This bottle was $39, by the way. So right there in the range of, say, Del Maguey or Illegal, they run about $40 a bottle, and this one's $39.
Yeah.
So.
Got that at ABC, fine ABC liquor, or
this was at Total Wine. Total Wine.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they carry this one. Yeah. So anyway, there it is. I would recommend it. I'll give you a score when you come around again. But yeah, cheers, oh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I haven't found the Hoyo de Tigre. I remember you were doing a series on mezcal not too long ago, and I saw that brand, and I haven't seen it over here anywhere, but I may pick up a bottle. I think you liked it. So
yeah, Ojo de Tigre. Yep.
So when I see it, I'll get one of them.
KB brands were like a store brand. They just like Winn-Dixie or any other store brand. They contracted out to distillers, and they would bottle them for them and put their own label on them. That answers the question. Tonight we're looking at Rebel 100 straight rye whiskey. Says it's smooth It's 100 proof. It's 2 years old. It's very light in color. I was not looking for this. I just stumbled across it because I could not find Wild Turkey rye at our Total Wine and More, nor did they give me a time when they would get it in again, or if they would ever get it in.
Right.
But they did have the rare breed, and they kind of pointed over that way. But we all know rare breed for twice the price is not worth it.
Twice the price and half the value.
Oh yeah, they what? So the smell on this, get corn is very slight rye coming through this. There is that menthol mintiness on the nose. It's very light, so if you're not a keen rye drinker, if you're looking for something light, you may like this. It does have that sugar water going on with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What you get with these cheaper whiskeys. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's sweet, minty, rye. There's a burn because it's 100%, 100 proof. The glass does produce very nice alcohol legs. It does have a very sweet looking kind of a honey finish to it. There's a slight burn as it's going down. Of course, this is straight. It's delicious. It's got that slightness to it in the rye. Kind of a little honey aspect to it. Yeah, I like it. It's good. I would recommend this. Are we doing scores right now?
Come back to it.
Okay, fair enough. I'd recommend this.
Trying to show. I got. Here's something you might want to look at. I'm going to do a screen share, and then I'll give my score.
Okay. Look at that. K and B.
So you recognize that, huh?
Yeah. Yep, sure do.
It was probably like $5 a bottle.
I don't know if you blow it up, you might be able to see the price. There's a
86
price
proof. 80 tag's pretty messed up. 86 proof.
Yeah, that's a long time ago at 86 proof. Wow.
It says, I think it says $5.99. So I was right, $6. Yeah.
All right. I mean, whiskeys back then was at the most $8. I remember getting Jack Daniels when Jack Daniels was 90 proof, and it was $10 a bottle, and it was good. It tasted like the rundown whiskeys everyone goes and gets now. It's got that barkness to it and that mellowness. The flavored profile was just going through it, and that's back when I was a young drinker, and I could taste the quality of it, and I was like, "This is great." Now a lot of stuff we get, it's like sugar water, and it's barely has like a little bark taste to it and slight char, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's so great." And it's like, okay,
Yeah. The only thing I ever got from K and B was their vodka when they got bought out by Rite Aid.
when I was talking, you know it.
Well, it said I think it was a Heaven Hill brand, but they make cheap vodka too. But when they got bought out by Rite Aid in 1998, I said, "Oh, let me go to K and B and buy one of their liquor bottles just to save as a memento." So I went over there and I bought a bottle of Katz and Bestoff vodka, and it was $1.99, half-size bottle. And I drank it. It tasted fine. Didn't taste
And
like much.
it came in glass.
It was glass, no plastic. No,
Everything
no
was
plastic.
glass.
Yeah, no plastic in 1998. And then about a month later, it was Rite Aid. And then the whole Rite Aid company, I think, went out of business. Like the whole thing was shut down. So it was funny, you know, they got bought out, and then the company that bought them out went kaplunk. So I guess the Cats and Vestal people said, well, we got the money and you out of business, and that's not our problem.
Well, that's kind of like Al Copeland did with Popeyes and his acquisition of Church's Chicken. He bit off more than he could chew, and then he had to
Yeah,
wind up selling a company.
Couldn't make it. He had to sell it. But
Louisiana
he did retain ownership of the spice recipe and the batter. So he died, but his children own the Popeyes recipe as far as the batter and the spices. So they have a developmental center at the top of the Landmark Tower in Metairie, Louisiana, where they develop the spices for Popeyes. So they did keep an important part of the company. All right. But anyway, that being said, would I recommend this? I guess I would if you have a good sense of humor. You know, and you like to push the envelope, so to speak.
Yeah, that kind of looks like a dehydrated liquid there.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it tastes bad. I never said it tasted bad, and I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10, a B minus. But a B minus may as well be an F when you think about it. But I'll give it a B minus. It's like marginally good. It has some good qualities to it, mostly in a questionable sense. But we'll give it an 8.0 out of 10. If this is what you want in your life, go ahead and buy it. If this is what you really want to do with your money, I did it. I'm still here. It's going to take about 20 years to drink all of it. But hey, you know, no loss, no big loss. I knew what I was getting into. I wasn't under any illusions.
Yeah, you don't have a big investment in it.
$17.99. I think they actually had it for $16.99 when I bought it. So yeah, what the heck?
Yeah.
As far as what's coming up, Sunday we got Super Sunday. Any beer, wine, liquor, coffee, milk, tea, iced coffee, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to bring, it doesn't have to be alcohol. Next Wednesday,
spit water.
Next Wednesday is any double IPA, any extra IPA, you know, like Torpedo or double IPA. If you want to bring a 9.9%, go ahead. But if you get loaded,
Torpedo is not a double IPA.
It's an extra though. But I just said an extra or a double.
Oh,
extra.
Well, we all know what you're going to bring then, since you went ahead and made that amendment.
I think you're wrong, but I think you're wrong. I just did that to help people out. I don't have Torpedo.
Oh my gosh! You know what? Claude's just going to show up with the Miller High Life.
He ain't gonna be able to present it. I don't have any Torpedo in my house, although I wish I did because I love Torpedo. And then of course February, the first Wednesday in February is Joker's Wild. Anything you want to bring. As far as show and tell, I found this at International Market. They said they were discounting it because nobody ever bought it. Makes sense. I didn't pay hardly anything for it. And I did a solo review today out in the sun when it was kind of warm. And I had to admit that I kind of liked it. It did have a pretty good flavor. I mean, it's a low grade product. I'm not going to pretend it isn't. But it's from our friends at Heaven Hill, and they're experts at low grade, just like Sazerac. It tasted all right to me, so I'll put it in taste challenges. I don't know how it's going to do, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right, sipping on a mezcal. I'm enjoying this one. This is like the 4th different one that I've tried. Since I went on this mezcal journey, I've got Ilegal, a bottle of that. I've got a bottle of Del Maguey Vita and a bottle of Vago. So this is the 4th one that I've tried. And I would give it an A. It's tasty. There's nothing obnoxious about it. It's relatively smooth. I'll make it a 92. I'll give it a 92. But Shikala Mezcal, uh, there you see the established in 1920, and they just started shipping to the United States in about 2020. But anyway, it's yeah, I like it. So I would buy it again. And
but where is that from? Outside of Mexico? What city?
Oaxaca. It's
Okay.
Oaxaca.
So a lot of the mezcals and tequilas come from that region, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They're known for mezcal, and I guess Jalisco is known more for tequila. But
So do you think that they have like this kind of like what happened with Scotch in Scotland, where they had all the little mom pops, and all of a sudden somebody comes in and says, "Okay, like McAllen, we're gonna buy you, we're gonna buy you, we're gonna buy you," and then that one name brand kind of like puts all these different variants. You think that's gonna happen, Miss Cows, or you think that they'll still?
well, I think it's already happening. They're starting to get more popular. I think. Um, I've known about the spirit for years, but it's only just recently that I've started buying it and drinking it. And I think a lot of other folks have discovered it as well, along with tequila. But yeah, there's some companies down there that are still tiny little artisanal palenques, they call it. It's like a ranch that has the distiller, his house is there, and then his distillery is there. There's a lot of little guys, and if
Right.
they choose to partner up, or if they choose to sell their spirits, sometimes it helps them if they can get in with a bigger company. So I think this is maybe similar to that, because this is a company out of Chicago that imports it, but they have been, like it says on the label there, they've been distilling since 1920. So
Right, and you can be stubborn and stay totally independent, but you might never get your stuff on the shelf. But
right, yeah, that's
When
the
you're
thing.
good, you're good.
Yeah. So anyway, I would give this a good or a good category, a 92, and yeah, I'd recommend it. I will. I'll get another bottle once this one's gone, but I've been trying different ones, and so far so good. I'm enjoying the my journey into mezcal spirits. So why not? So anyway, guys,
I found them enjoyable, but just about there's to me there isn't a huge flavor variant that goes on from mezcal to mezcal.
yeah, they kind of
It's either
similar. Yeah,
be a mezcal or not a mezcal, and so I don't know if that's because they all follow a similar recipe. I don't know if there's any kind of purity laws like what we would have with German beers, or if they just go around saying, "Hey, bro, this is how we're gonna make it. If you don't make it like that, da 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 da."
I
So
think it's the second. I think it's the second option. It's kind of like a tradition, and they more or less kind
yeah,
of do the same
I think
thing.
so too. I think I know a lot of people from Mexico. I speak to them a lot. They're very traditional people. They're very two hot things should be. So yeah, I think it could be a thing going around. Much like East Coast style IPAs, and I think I like the products. I think they do a real good job. I think unfortunately they're being blown out of proportion price wise, because it's becoming the in thing.
I know. 10 years ago, they were all like 12. Like
Yeah, you can pick them up for
$15.
next to nothing, and all of a sudden, they're going to sign some big name and make a big story or blah blah blah, and then next thing you know, it's just totally.
I know. It used to be $15. Now they're 35. Hey, now Ed Elbow, do you have any promos or show and tell?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, the only promo I have is that Elbow 88 is a channel here on YouTube, and
I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. Thank you. Feel free to check it out. And I keep saying this every week that I intend to put more product, more videos out there. I will. But anyway, somebody in the chat asked about what is the smokiest mezcal, and so far for me, I think it would be this one, this Illegal. That tasted kind of smoky to me. And this one here maybe comes in second. The old green bottles out there, the Del Miguel.
I haven't opened that one yet.
Yeah. So, well, I'd be interested to seeing your review once you do.
Okay.
But this one is just a medium smoke. It's more. It doesn't seem to be quite as upfront as the other two there. So, but I still like it. And yeah, I'm still playing. I'm gonna get out there, and I've been practicing. And I'm gonna start doing some more playing on the old channel and stuff. So yeah, I will. I'm gonna get into it. So anyway,
that's
thanks,
amazing.
Thank you, David. Thank you, sir. Cheers to you, and give me more incentive to get back to work. I admire.
What the hell?
Yeah, there you go.
You admire what?
I admire your work ethic there, Ron, because you are putting out your content there on a regular basis, and that's why you have the success that you have. So,
thank you.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to getting this cap off. Oh.
I'll tell you what, the most amazing concoction I've ever had was the mezcal, the scotch by Dewar's that was aged in mezcal barrels.
Oh, the illegal
Dewar's. I'll tell you what, that was just, to me, the most amazing, because I'm like, I don't really like Dewar's scotch. It doesn't have what I'm looking for, but once they married that with the mezcal barrels.
Yeah, it was Dewar's illegal mezcal. Age 8 years. Age 8 years, yeah.
You want to talk about this or me?
You. Age 8 years.
We're both talking at the same time. So it was just everything that came out of that mezcal barrel went into that Scotch whiskey, and it turned it into a really amazing Scotch whiskey. So it's kind of real, like, it's, to me, mezcals and scotches go what and what. After they created that concoction, it was totally fantastic. Now, whether that stood up over time, I don't know. But at that moment when I found it and I tasted it, I was just like, oh, this is amazing. This is some of the best scotch I ever had.
Yeah, they didn't keep it. Keep it. They went to a Caribbean rum barrel the next year, and then now they're doing a French cognac barrel this time.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to ask if it was still around.
Might be still around, but they're not making it now.
Okay, because that sounds good to me. Because I was going to ask you guys too, can you name a smoky scotch, a single malt scotch? Is there one that pops into your mind that you've experienced or tasted before? Like, yeah. I've heard the name Ardbeg.
Ardbeg 10. Ardbeg 10 is a smoke bomb.
Okay, all right, because I want to try one of them. I'm gonna try a smoky scotch. You know one, Dave? You know a smoky scotch? Anyway.
David, you're being He was getting aggravated because his internet was failing. He knows Ardbeg 10 is really smoky. Also, he's done that one. So yeah, Ardbeg. Now, if you go to Trader Joe's, well, I don't know about Florida. They probably don't. Never mind.
No, I think we got a Trader Joe's in
But I
St.
don't think they sell liquor in Florida though.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
the problem there. Okay, now
Yeah.
while David's working on his internet failing, it'll come back. But oh, there it is. It's back.
What'll come back?
Your internet kind of bugged out.
Man, the last I heard was about the Caribbean rum barrels. All of a sudden, everything went in circle wheel.
Yeah, no,
okay.
Ed Elbow was asking, do you know of a smoky scotch? And I said Ardbeg 10. And he was asking you what.
Haley. I mean, there's a couple of them. I mean, we're going on the extremes of the peaty, mossy ones.
Coliola,
You
yeah,
sit
that's a
there,
good
you
one.
taste it. It's like, oh, you better love you some blue cheese. You better love you some anchovies. If you're gonna have that kind of scotch, you better love that off, like really like savory, almost like Limburger. It's gonna hit you like that. You gotta love it. If not, you're gonna think you're gonna like, oh, this is horrible. That's why a lot of people when they try scotches, they're like, it's got that Band-Aid flavor I don't really like. And I was thinking,
Yeah. Well, I kind of know what
that kid that chewed on the Band-Aid. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've enjoyed scotch before, but if I go down and try to sample some single malts and some smoky ones, that would be new to me.
I think
some of them are really powerful. You taste it, it's like, you suck it. It's almost like a really succulent smoked meat. If you ever had like really good smoked meat, you eat it. It's in your mouth for like 5 minutes after you swallowed it. It's just that smoke or something like a real good cigar.
All right, Lagavulin and Balvenie. Yeah. Okay,
here we go again.
Now here's the Luxco. Here's the Luxco website. You can see some of the brands that Luxco makes.
Okay.
El Mayor Tequila, Everclear. We've all heard of Everclear. Exotico Tequila, Ezra Brooks. And here's Rebel.
Penelope. I've heard of Penelope. They do that. Okay.
Penelope Bourbon. Here's Rebel.
Yeah.
There's the Quiet Man Irish whiskey, St. Brendan's. Well, you know about St. Brendan's because you presented St. Brendan's.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I didn't even know.
Bourbon, Yellowstone Bourbon, and many, many more. Well, David's going to talk about his score for Rebel 100.
David, we lost Dave.
Oh, golly gee. I was afraid that I was getting nervous about his internet bugging out right when he's about to get the score. Okay, now he's going to give the score for the Rebel 100.
Rebel 100. Slight.
Yeah. I did a few cannabis reviews way back. Yeah.
Sugar water. If you say you really don't like rye, but you do like rye, but you really don't say to, I don't know. I think Wild Turkey itself has more rye than this. Regular Wild Turkey. It's 101. This is 100. This is sweet. Less char. Less of a whiskey in my book. Oh, it's okay. I'll give it a B, straight B. 8.5.
Okay.
It's not horrible. I mean, I think a lot of people would like it that don't like rye. So like, I don't like a rye. We'll try this. They're like, oh, it would be like an intro to rye. It's not blowing my socks off. I paid $16.99 for it. It's what. And and I went to Total Rip Off and more. So really, you should pay like maybe $12.99 for this.
I'm trying to see what Distiller scores it. I'm trying to see. I know you said 8.5. Let's see. Rebel
100.
100 straight rye. Here we go. Rebel, they give it a 7.7. They give it a lower score than you. They give it a 77.
Well, I know not to go below an 8.5 because I'm going to be chastised. I'll have to hear, oh, no,
Not
no.
chastised. You got to be chastised. You can score whatever you want. You can say, I always say people should call it as they see it. Okay, 8.5 out of 10.
8.5. I think it's fair. It's low. There's a slight burn. It's sweet. The rye aspect is low. So they probably did the minimum they could do with this.
Let's see what
They
the
also did
reviewers say.
minimum of years, 2 years.
Some reviewers say, let's see what they say. 2.75, 3.25, 4. Surprisingly good bourbon. Well, it's not a bourbon, so I don't know what this guy's talking about. Rebel 100 is a well whiskey, 2-year-old rye from mixing only. Raw oak and caramel aromas greet the nose. The palate is heated with flavors of leather, caramel, and spices with a finish of oak and spice. It needs another 2 years
Yeah, I'm
of
not
age.
getting all that. I get the raw oak, the caramel.
And here's the last comment. It needs another 2 years of aging to be good quality. It finishes a little boozy. Yeah, so they're saying it's too young. That's what their complaint is. Okay.
I believe it is too young too, because you're getting that straight sugar water. So it does need to age some. I mean, I could have stepped the game up and got the other one that was almost $50, but I was like, I'm not even here for that.
Anyway, thanks to the guys in the chat that recommended a smoky scotch. I've written them down here. Lafroig 10 and Balvenie Doublewood. I will keep an eye out for those.
I think you'll be happy.
Yeah.
The total wine mortgage is at 4.5 out of 5 stars. Look at that, 4.4.
88. Well,
see, so my score, totally one more score, and that other score, all melted into
yeah, they're about the same. Yeah, they're about the same.
into my score, the 8.5. So it's not anything that's gonna knock your socks off, but it's also not going to be any kind of experimental thing that you're going to say, oh no, I can't, man, that stuff's got really expensive.
I know my bottle was my bottle was 40. My bottle was $44.99. Now look.
Yep. That's what I said. You used to get it for $45, but Jay got it for $44.99.
Right, a penny less. A penny less, yeah.
How much is that? I missed.
Penny earned.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's. I know Scotch is expensive.
Yeah, and Ed, like I said, 5 years ago this was less than $45.
Sure enough.
Now it's out of control now.
Now you better savor it and squeeze every drop out of it.
I am. I know. I hate to drink it. Every time I drink it, I'm sorry because I'm drinking it.
You're drinking it?
But it's awesome.
Hey,
of course, I'm drinking it. I'm doing taste challenges with it. Well, any promos for Blizzard of Osnola?
I mean, I got one, but I'll have to get up. All right, let me get up. It was something else I found. Oh. I got one here. This thing.
Oh, whoa.
The
Imperial
Texan.
That stuff is
Made
great.
in Texas by Texans. This is a double red IPA. This is rocking in at 9% alcohol. So I do believe that would put it would be a double.
Double.
An Imperial would be a double. Double. So it doesn't really say much on it. It just gives a government warning.
That stuff is so good from Martin House.
Yep, from Martin House. Oh, you had this before, huh?
Once.
It's got a fairly decent date on it. 11/8/224, 2024. So
Yeah,
we're looking
pretty
at
recent.
between like 9 weeks old.
Yeah.
It's probably it's probably a good time to try it fresh.
Yeah.
And there's a gunslinger on there. For the spaghetti movies.
Yeah.
There's the other side. Remember those spaghetti movies? Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood shooting on that list to go.
Yeah, like a fistful of dollars and all of that.
Told you. Yeah. So yeah, I got one in the freezer. I'm going to try it in a bit. I never heard of this company. It's out of Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas. Brewed and canned by Martin House Brewing.
They
Never
make
heard
all
of
those crazy. Yeah, they make all those crazy pickle beers.
Oh, I saw those pickle beers. And they got
Sour pickle,
pickle variety pack now. With
Bloody
4
Mary.
different pickle
Yeah,
beers.
Bloody Mary pickle beer. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
Try that
dill
out.
pickle, sweet pickle. Oh no. Yeah, I
Toasted
tried those
pickle.
pickle beers. They were really good.
Well, of course, pickle beer is good. You know what? That's an old trick. If you got a bad beer, take a pickle square, a pickle slice, stick it in a beer. Any beer tastes bad, it's gonna make it taste better.
Yeah, put pickle juice in it.
Not pickle juice, a pickle.
Oh, a pickle.
Right. And you
Weller
don't need that nickel
107.
because you'll get pickled.
We are starting to, yes, Pastor Don Elborn, we are starting to get Martin House in Louisiana, but it's not much, but a little
Yes.
bit, a little bit.
PDA. I got this at Martin's Wine House in Metairie on Veterans Boulevard.
Oh, Martin's Fine Wine and Spirits. Good. I need to go back to Martin's, but the last few times I went, they didn't have too much to offer, but right, to each his own. All right, well, that's about it. Next Friday I'll be bringing WD Winn-Dixie Liquors Clear Rum. Well, it's actually pretty good. It's better than their Scotch, but yeah. And then Elbow might have some exotic mezcal or tequila.
Yeah, you never know.
David or Blizzard.
This was in my yard. Snow
All
boulder.
right. Yeah.
Snow boulder. And I've been away from my house for 5 days, but I've come home and I find a snow boulder.
How was the skiing in Louisiana?
This thing must have been 8 by 10. I have no idea what fell. I wasn't here.
Nothing says snow like Louisiana. You know?
Snow boulder. This was what's in the back of my truck.
Yeah, there you go.
That's at least 6 inches of snow. 4 days later after the fall.
It was coming down, boy.
Boy, was it coming down? Was it coming down? What no clown? What no clown?
Well, if y'all want to join Alcohol Legs on Facebook, just type in Alcohol Legs on Facebook, and people are always posting reviews of beer, wine, and liquor, and you might enjoy it.
So this, I showed this to a lot of people, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that looks like a gingerbread house."
Yeah.
Have you ever imagined we get this amount of snow in southeast Louisiana in the swamps? This was a little city in the swamp called Luling.
Yeah.
Someone's house. As you can see, it looks like your mama done baked the cake and put frosting on top of it.
It does. It looks like an umbrella.
It looked like a gingerbread house.
Yeah, it
That's
did.
how. And this is a picture of me and my friend Johnny. We were toasting after the storm, staying in the snow to
Yeah.
snow to snow. And as you can see, I got the Lone Star Light. Of course, he's drinking. Well, we
Cool.
won't mention.
Bud Light. Yeah. Yeah.
We won't
Something.
mention that.
Drinking something.
Yeah, it's a Super Bowl emblem on it. But yeah, he's drinking the Super Bowl beer because that's what he likes. All right, and yeah, let me see if I got any other particularly awesome looking pictures. You know, and there were various snowmen. This guy, he's got a safety vest on. And if you go on my Facebook page, you see I had a pageant of at least 5, and asked everyone which one of all these killer looking snowmen or snow women, which one was the coolest or the chillest. Some people answered, other ones was like, nah. And this is my old Corolla with snow all over it. It got snow blasted, blissed.
When I had that 2006 Corolla, the worst gas mileage I ever got, where it was like 34 miles to a gallon. That was the worst gas mileage.
Then we got the boot.
The boot, yeah, Cold style beer.
Yeah. And I did a couple of those. I did one for Claude. Curse in the snow. Curse in the snow.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And then I did this one for all of our friends in Pennsylvania that are viewing in. I did the Yingling
Oh yeah, I'm glad you mentioned. Oh, before we get off the air, we got to get off. I have to get off. I'm sorry, but before we get off, when Sunday before the National Football Conference championship game, Wayne Bucks County Beer Reviews in Pennsylvania is doing an examination of ice beers. So any ice beer people want to bring, or if you want to watch them talk about ice beers, it's at 2:00 Eastern,
And so, how are we going to get this link? Is it going to be?
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it.
Okay.
One way or the other, you'll get it.
Sunday. Okay, Sunday it is.
1:00 Louisiana. 1:00 Louisiana time. 1:00 Louisiana. 2:00 Florida time.
Is he going to have his Canuck friend? What's his name?
Yeah, his Canadian friend. Yep.
Cool. He does some kind of amazing videos.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to him and say, hey, dude, where's the donuts? Hey.
They're only going to go on for 30 minutes.
We needed the donuts, man. We needed the donuts. We got the Canuck weather.
They're only going to go on for 30 minutes because then everybody's going to go watch the football game. So, yeah, we had a lot of snow, and then in 45 years, y'all, in 45 years, we'll do another live hangout where we show more snow in 45 years. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. And now I'm going to go watch some college basketball and go to sleep.
You're going to sleep.
All right. Cheers, guys.